everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time once again for my monthly pickups video, this time for November 2022. Got a lot of stuff this month, mainly because I made one trip to buy, sell, trade, which just absolutely possibly quadrupled the amount of titles that I got this month. I have stuff from eBay, Amazon, buy, sell, trade, and Dread Central, of all places. And I'll start with Dread Central because there's only one, and that is Terrifier, the original Terrifier with Art the Clown there on the cover. And this was actually kind of hard to get. With the success of Terrifier 2, I wanted to add this to my collection. I pre-ordered Terrifier 2, and of course I wanted to have the original, and looking around, it was impossible to find. Nobody seemed to have it, and those who did have it had it like pre-owned or were asking an incredible amount of money. And then I saw a post saying, hey, Dread Central has some in stock, and I ordered it. It appeared they went out of stock right after I ordered it, so it took a little while for them to ship, but eventually it did ship and I did get it, and they are now advertising they have it back in stock. But this is the original Blu-ray, and there's the back. And this is an excellent throwback to the old 80s slasher films with a iconic slasher in Art the Clown. He is rapidly becoming my favorite slasher as of late. His performance, or the performance of David Howard Thornton, just really elevates him to a whole nother level above like Jason and Freddy and all that. Just a lot of fun. This particular movie, though, is not as good as Terrifier 2 because there really isn't much of a story to it. It's just Art hacking people up, but it's still good enough to own, at least as far as I'm concerned. All right, I will get into the buy, sell, trade stuff. There is a ton of it here. And in all honesty, I didn't pay any money for any of these because I traded in a whole bunch of Xbox games and actually walked out of the store with an $8 or a $7 gift card. So first up, I got on clearance, I got the Peanuts movie. This is actually the 3D version, which I won't use, but it does come with a regular Blu-ray and DVD. I have not seen this, but I was a big fan of the Peanuts when I was a kid, so I was just interested to see what this updated version was like. And you can see the price was $3.99, but it was actually, the clearance ones were $4 for $10, so got it for $2.50, so not too bad. Pick this up. This is a double feature of Clint Eastwood, Firefox, and Heartbreak Ridge. I used to own this, and for whatever reason I traded it in, so I wanted to pick this up again. I like both of these movies. There is the back. Firefox is probably a movie that would benefit from updated special effects and possibly a remake, but I don't know if it would be as good without the original Clint Eastwood. Excuse me. This I paid a little bit more money than I probably should. Well, I didn't pay any money for it, but I spent credit in, it was $20. But this is a triple feature of Body Heat, LA Confidential, and The Player. And I've seen all of these except for Body Heat, which I believe was written and directed by Lawrence Kasdan. I believe. Yep. And it has William Hurt and Kathleen Turner. LA Confidential is a classic, and The Player I have not seen since it was in theaters, so I'm interested to see that again with Tim Robbins. I'm not sure why this was as expensive as it is, but these are two confirmed excellent movies and one hopefully good movie. But yeah, that's a triple feature. This was also on clearance. It wouldn't be a monthly pickups video without a Nicolas Cage movie. I picked up Knowing. I don't know anything about this really, other than it came out around the time Next came out, and I've seen that one, and I have not seen this one. And let me see who is in this. Rose Byrne, Chandler Canterbury, and that is it. But it was directed by Alex Proyas. Interesting. So yeah, I bought this because of Nick Cage. Also added this to my collection. I have not seen this yet. This is the Deer Hunter, and it did come with a nice slipcover. And there is the back, and this is the 100th anniversary edition, so it has this Nice slipcover on it. For some reason, I always thought this movie was something I would never want to watch, and that has changed recently. So I'm going to give Robert De Niro in The Deer Hunter a try. Of course, it comes with also starring Christopher Walken, Meryl Streep, John Savage, and John Cazale. I don't know why I never thought I'd want to watch this, but I guess I've grown up a little bit. Also from the clearance rack, picked up Spotlight. This is a fantastic movie. If you like movies about journalism and the journalistic process, and of course exposing the Catholic Church, then you may want to take a look at this. If you've not seen this, definitely check it out. It's got a fantastic cast. Mark Ruffalo, Michael Keaton, Rachel McAdams, Liev Schreiber, John Slattery, and Stanley Tucci. Watched this on Netflix not too long ago. Definitely a worthy addition to the collection. This is a blind buy. This is Spiral from the Book of Saw, starring Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. Got a slipcover version. Not that it matters. The art is the same. Not seen this yet. I really want to get caught up on the other Saw films before I watch this, but I figured since they had it, I would pick it up. Also, Clint Eastwood movie, picked up Escape from Alcatraz. I watched this when I was a kid. When did this come out? 79? Yeah. So I was in like 5th grade when I watched this. Really liked it. I've seen it since then a couple of times, but wanted to add it to my collection. There is the back. Also from the clearance section, another movie I have never seen. It's a blind buy for The Blind Side. I've heard great things about this one, but have never seen it. And I'm a big football fan, and I'm aware of the player. He used to play for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not sure if he is still in football, but I've heard nothing but really good things about this movie and Sandra Bullock's performance. And the story is, of course, a pretty good one, so give that a shot. Another double feature. This one is a Schwarzenegger double feature, Red Heat, which I've never seen, at least not that I remember. I think I remember going to the drive-in to see it, but I think it was the second movie of a double feature. We ended up leaving, so I never got to see it in its entirety. Either that or it was just completely unforgettable or completely forgettable. And you can't see it because of the stickers, but also The Running Man is on here, and I love The Running Man. That one I've seen multiple times and went to the theater to see that one and enjoyed it quite a bit. This is a blind buy. This is Jennifer Lawrence in House at the End of the Street. I used to have this on DVD and traded it in before I ever watched it, but it came with a slip. And somebody just recommended this on YouTube, so I thought I would give it a shot. And then last but not least, the original Anaconda with Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube, and Jon Voight. And Eric Stoltz, I forgot he was in this. I have not seen this in a long time. It's been probably over 15 years since I've seen this, so wanted to add this to the collection. So that is it for Buy, Sell, Trade. Next up are my Amazon pickups. And if you've watched this channel in the past, you know I didn't have a whole lot of love for this movie, but because I am getting all of the movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in my collection, I picked up Thor: Love and Thunder. I got this for $10 from Amazon. It was on sale, so I figured I'm not going to pass up that price to get it in the collection because I don't really want to pay much more than that. And to get the slipcover, the 4K version, definitely worth it. This is a movie you may not have heard of. I have heard about this movie sort of bits and pieces here and there, and finally saw that they released it on Blu-ray, and I have not seen it. It's a blind buy, but I'm really interested in it. It's called 52577, and this is a story of a budding filmmaker who, this was written and directed by Patrick Reed Johnson, and the character is named Pat Johnson, so I'm assuming that it's an autobiographical film, but it's about a filmmaker who is torn between making 8mm sequels to Star Wars and hanging out with his girlfriend. So This is a long movie, surprisingly enough. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes. But I'm really interested to see this. I think I saw a trailer for it like many years ago, and hadn't heard too much about it. Gary Kurtz, who, if that name is familiar to you from Star Wars, was a producer on this. And I'm just really interested to see what this is. As a Star Wars fan, I'm just sort of curious. So I will be doing a full review of this next week. So stay tuned for that. And then I picked this up, Where the Crawdads Sing. This was $10 from Amazon. I have not seen this. This was one of those purchases more for my wife than me, but I'm interested to see it. We were going to go to the theater to see it. I think it's actually still in theaters, or was as of recently as a week ago. And then I saw it was available on Amazon for $10 on Blu-ray, and I said, well, I will just go ahead and pick it up. We'll watch it at home. But I have not watched it yet. This I have watched. This is Beast with Idris Elba. And he stars as he's a doctor, and his wife has recently passed away, and he goes to Africa, where his wife was from, kind of to reconnect with, I guess, the memories of his wife. He takes his 2 daughters along with him, and they end up becoming hunted by this rogue lion. And it is not a terrible movie. For being a doctor, I wonder how he passed a lot of his classes, because he makes a lot of stupid decisions in this movie. I wasn't 100% sure about the motivation for the trip to Africa, but it says that he's a recently widowed husband who returns to South Africa on a long-planned trip to a game reserve. But I don't think that's all of it, because his wife had some sort of connection to the people who were at that game reserve. So I think I was more correct than the back of the box. But be that as it may, this is an okay movie, and I got it for $10 on Amazon. It's worth that. Next up are 3 pickups from eBay. I picked this one up. This is My Bloody Valentine. This is the remake. This is the 3D version, and it does come with 4 pairs of 3D glasses. So it does not require a 3D TV. It's not a 3D Blu-ray. So it probably has the, where there's 2 images on the screen. I don't know what they call that type of 3D. Somebody will let me know, I'm sure, in the comments. But yeah, I've actually seen this before, and I just figured I would pick it up and add it to the collection. It's not as good as the original, but it does have some, I believe Tom Atkins is in this. I may be wrong on that, but I think Tom Atkins is in it, even though he's not credited on the back. But yeah, I got a good deal on this used, but it's been a while. It's been at least 10 years since I've seen this. When did this come out? 2009. Yeah, so it's been quite a while since I've seen this. I remember watching it at my old apartment. And I may have done a review of this on my old channel. I don't remember. But anyway, picked it up on eBay. Very cheap. Also picked up, not necessarily cheap, but finally added it to my collection. I didn't splurge for the 4K version of this. I probably should have. But what I ended up buying was the out-of-print Dawn of the Dead, the original. Now, I know as soon as I pick this up, it's going to become available in Region A on Blu-ray. But I got a decent copy. It's in good shape. I did not overpay for it, but I wanted to add this to my collection. I went as far as buying the DVD. It's one of those things that just sort of was like nagging on me. I wanted to get this in my collection in this particular version. It was one of those things I can't really explain, but I finally pulled the trigger and picked up Dawn of the Dead from 1978. And just really, really like this movie. And just wanted it. And I have the zombie version. I have this version, which is you know, it's the same thing. It's just the Dario Argento cut. So now I have 2 versions of this on Blu-ray. So that maybe that's why I didn't pull the trigger on the 4K version, because I already have 1 version. So now I have this version, the original George A. Romero version. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know I picked this up. This is Mother, starring and written by and directed by Albert Brooks. It was also co-written by Monica Johnson. This is a movie that I really wish would come out on Blu-ray. It's highly underseen and underrated, but hilarious. I love Albert Brooks, especially older Albert Brooks. This, along with Defending Your Life and Lost in America, those are my 3 favorite Albert Brooks movies, but this is really, really good. Debbie Reynolds is fantastic in this. I do have a full review of this on movieassault.com if you're interested in reading it, but I wanted to add this to my collection. Couldn't get it on Blu-ray because it is not on Blu-ray as far as I know, but I picked it up on eBay for $6. It's out of print apparently on DVD. And then last but not least, I picked up 3 titles from Groove Entertainment. Picked up Harry and the Hendersons from 1987. That's what I thought. And this stars Melinda Dillon, Don Amici, and John Lithgow. Just a fun Bigfoot movie. A lot of heart to this one. Fond memories of watching this with my dad back in the 80s. Really liked it and was sad I didn't have it in my collection, and I saw they had it on sale, so I picked it up. This is a blind buy. This is Neighbors, starring Seth Rogen and Zac Efron. I have not seen this. I think it's funny that the way this came, I don't know if you can see this, but it's got the printing disc made in Mexico right above the top here. The label was actually in upside down. So when I got it and I opened it, it was like this. You know, the disc was on the wrong side. And I was like, why is it like that? And I noticed that the label was upside down. So I put it right side up, and now I've got that disc made in Mexico across there. So I'm probably going to replace the case on this one. But if you've seen this, let me know how it is. I've heard good things. I have not seen this, obviously, and I have not seen the sequel. So we'll see. And then adding to my 1970s science fiction collection that I've been slowly building, I picked up Silent Running from, I think this is from 1972. I can't read the small print. I believe it's from 72. But anyway, this is with Bruce Dern. Great movie. Really enjoyed this. This is actually more it's sort of got that 60s mindset with the 70s science fiction feel. It was directed by Douglas Trumbull, who recently passed away. It was written by Derek Washburn and Mike Cimino and Steve Bochco. And I wonder if that's the same Steve Bochco that that name sounds familiar. Maybe from TV in the 80s? I could be wrong. I will check up on that. But Silent Running is a classic. That has the drone robots, Huey and Dewey, right there. And this is well worth seeing. If you have not seen this, I've got a full review of this one on movieassault.com. So there you go. That is, or those are, my pickups for November 2022. As always, thank you for making it to the end of the video. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that thumbs up button and comment about anything you picked up this past month or your thoughts on what I picked up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you very much. And as always, take it easy. Bye.